OK, mate, I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but I'm afraid to say that some of them have failed quality control. We're going to need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us, and the track action will be getting underway very shortly. I've got Anthony Davidson, Naomi Schiff alongside me. Before we focus on that, Naomi, I'd just like us to consider some of these big rumours that are circulating at the moment about driver moves up and down the paddock. Just how distracting is it to focus on putting in strong performances at the same time as negotiating your future?
Well, it can be a really big distraction, particularly for the drivers who are out of contract at the moment. And for them, it's going to be the challenge of managing what they're doing off track and compartmentalizing that from what happens on track, because we know that this next decision in their career is going to be a big one. So that can put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but you don't want that to put so much pressure on your shoulders that you start overdriving, making mistakes, because you know in this sport, you can go from hero to zero in an instant.
I mean, easier said than done, Anton. As we pass by a driver now who's considering their future, even if you've got a contract, they're not necessarily even worth the paper they're written on. You've got to keep putting in really big, impressive performances.
It's an industry that demands perfection from not just the team, but the drivers as well, first and foremost. So if you start to relax in any way, even if you have a multi-year deal in place, like you say, not worth the paper it's written on, because you can be kicked out before you know it. If the performances start to slip, the team will have their eye on you straight away and you'll be out the door.
So no room for complacency. Let's see who can put in some big performances on track today. All the action up next. Don't go anywhere.
High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
We've dropped to P15. Less than one lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Here we go then, the formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. We're almost ready to start the sprint as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. Okay, DRS is now available. Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
We've dropped to P11.
And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway. These are wet conditions here today. Each driver will no doubt be mindful of the wet surface as they prepare to race around the track. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can, and they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within the points.
The weather's turning, we think it's time to box now. Copy. The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. Inters and wets will probably have very similar pace at the moment. Okay, Isaac's coming in for his stop now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. This is our true position. We're on the same strategy. They've pitted as well as us, so warm up your tyres and make the most of this stint. So the rain's easing off a bit, but the track is still going to be wet for a while. Be careful. The weather's certainly eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of standing water out there. We're happy for you to stay out on the inters for now. Okay, ignore that objective. Focus on your VSC Delta instead. Virtual safety car, virtual safety car. Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Okay, let's go now, come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. Okay, VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags. Okay, clear. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. ERS is low, ERS is low. Consider changing mode on your MFD or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it. Isaac's in the pits, that's Isaac in the pits. Okay mate, tyres are wearing at quite a rate here mate, please try and look after them. Okay, Russell stopping now. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
A difficult race then on one of the all-time classic circuits, but they persevered to take the win here today.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or locked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
Our winners are heading to the podium right now. RB have done an exceptional job when it comes to forging new talent, and seeing them take home the victory today is a huge positive for the future of the sport. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.